the speaker of this webinar. Dr. D Doreen Robin is the director of the Computational Intelligence Research Foundation. She received her Ph.D. in computer science and engineering from Anna University. Her research interest includes parallel and distributed computing, peer-to-peer computing, grid computing, cloud, and big data analytics. She has published around 30 papers in international and national journals and conferences. She is a life member of ISP and reviewer for Computer and Electrical Engineering and FGCS Journal. She had been the resource person for various workshops on digital classroom, big data analytics using Hadoop, data science using Python, machine learning, deep learning, cognitive computing, and software testing. So we would like to welcome Dr. Doreen Robin for this session. Kindly take over the session, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Sino, and I would like to thank the entire management of VIT for having invited me to give a talk on the trust and privacy on the big data analytics using for the social media data. All right. So, good morning to students. Right. So, on this bright morning, I'm happy to see you all right, on this Saturday morning. I know Saturday is little difficult for students and for everyone. All right, but let's see how far we'll be able to do it. Okay, so whenever I ask questions, kindly post your answers onto the chat. Okay, so I hope my voice is audible. Is it audible? You can post it on the chat. Audible, students, you're able to hear. I don't know how many of you are still on sleeping mode or active mode or eating mode. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, honey, thank you, Jason. Thank you. How are you today? That's my first question. It's never in your syllabus. It's a very general question. How are you today? Thank you, Shahil. You could have responded in some mics on. Fine, thank you. Doing good. Thank you, Jason. Ma'am, mic is on. Could it be on mute, ma'am?
Okay, I muted. I want to unmute.
Not mine, ma'am. Yours is getting echoed. Your mic is on, so whenever I speak, it is getting echoed. Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Nice.
No, your mic is on, so whenever I speak, there is an echoing. That's what. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So thank you, Jacinth, doing good. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Sham. What about others? We have around 33 people. Akash, good. Okay, so throughout the session, I'll be asking questions and you can respond it on the chat. So you know how huge the data are on these social media. All right. So we started like this virtual workshops or virtual webinars after the lockdown got initiated. After the lockdown got initiated, here we have a lot of data on social media. Okay, we have got a lot of data on these social media, right? As we got up, today is 5th June and now we are around at 10:45 p.m. I'm not going to ask you at what time you woke up. Okay, at what time you woke up, I'm not going to ask you that question. After you woke up today, just only take on June 5th. Okay, after you woke up today, how many of you opened your social media? It could be a Gmail, it could be Facebook, it could be WhatsApp, it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, it could be Snapchat. Can I have your answers quickly? I'm not going to ask whether you posted or you have done something. How many of you opened the social network today morning? WhatsApp, thank you, Shyam. Others, quick. So listen to the talk carefully. At the end of the talk, we are going to have a live quiz. So you'll be playing. It's a very, very simple multiple choice question from the talk. So we'll see who's going to be the winner. Yes, thank you, Jason. Insta, WhatsApp, Gmail, Rita, and Nagini. It's Instagram, Aditya, WhatsApp, Amit, Insta, Gmail, LinkedIn. Thank you, Shahil. WhatsApp. So these are the applications in social network, and whenever we post data into it or we fetch data into, that is the social media. I don't know. That's a new thing called Discord. I don't know. It's new to me, AG. I don't know what's your name too. Okay, lots of social application keeps blooming every day. Okay, lot of new apps coming. We started downloading, and during this lockdown, how many of you are using Dunzo, Dunzo app for delivering of any products? Dunzo, Swiggy, Zomato. Do you use? How many of you experienced Ola? And what was the other cab? Uber. Yes. How many of you have experienced it? Yes, no? If it is Y, yes, you can type Y. No, you can type no. Yes, but not right now. Yes, we have experienced. Imagine how huge is the data being flooded using the social network. Okay, so yes, thank you, Akash. I'll share my slide with you. Hope you'll be able to see it. Okay, you're able to see in my slide? Yes, no? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Please.
thank you. There was some issue on the system that I used, so I relocated. Sorry for it. All right. You're able to see in my screen? Yes?
Not. It's coming, I think.
Okay, let's wait. Okay,
Yes, now
yeah.
it is visible.
So today, once again, I would like to thank the School of Computer Science and Engineering for having invited me to give the talk on trust and privacy of big data and social media. Okay, there is no need for an interaction of social media. Every one of us are into the social media. When did the lockdown start in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu or in India? When was the first lockdown announced? Answers on chat. Hello. Voice is not cannot able to hear. Yeah, thank you. March 15, March, yeah, exactly March 22nd. Yes, thank you. So on March 22nd, the lockdown starts, and afterwards, the traffic on the road is less, and the network traffic increased more. And everybody, right from Milkwala, for the person who sells fish, everybody they are into WhatsApp. Okay, we have I know a fish, a person who sells fish. Okay, he goes to the market. Okay, by morning he goes to Kasimedu. All right. He gets the fish, he'll take a picture of it, and he'll send it on to the group, whosoever needs it, which fish and what is the price, only those fishes he'll pick it up and deliver to us. So see how social media has got a very big impact. All right. And this pandemic, the network traffic on the internet has drastically increased more. All right. So today we are going to see about these topics, right? So what is big data for social networks? Okay, big data for social networks. So when you see big data analytics, it's a huge volume of data. Okay, like big data analytics has recently emerged as an important research area. Okay, because of its popularity on the internet and the advance. I hope I don't know whether anyone have experienced online classes before March 22nd, before March 2020. Yes, no? Okay. But here, after March 2020, everything, okay, the entire normalcy changed, okay? We are all into the social network, on virtual workshops, on webinars. I think it's more my 70th webinar or something or the other, okay, after the pandemic. So it keeps increasing a lot. Okay, it keeps increasing a lot, and the comfort is so good. I need not travel, you need not travel, you could be at your own place. I don't know how many of you are sleeping and listening, how many of you are cooking and listening, how many of you are just relaxing yourself listening, how many of you are listening with full concentration with notebooks or pens. I don't know about it, right? So here that gives the comfort. So big data analytics has recently emerged a very big research area due to its popularity on the internet and the advent of Web 2.0. Okay, the massive amount of data generated by the users using social media platform. See the amount of data generated. So when I asked you a question, I don't know, I changed my device, so the chat section would have not been there. All right. So lot of data are getting accumulated onto the internet. Okay, they're getting accumulated onto the internet. Okay, so as a result of it, there is an integration of the background details. By 2020, the accumulated volume of big data will reach 44 trillion gigahertz. Okay, gigabytes. So which you see, the volume of data is too big. Okay, the volume of data is too big, and after 2020, it has
drastically increased. Okay, I'll be showing you how it has been increasing. First, we need to analyze what is the volume of data that are there on the social media. As of April 2020, an internet minute, 1 minute has got 60 seconds, right? So 1 minute in internet has got 3,47,222 posts published on Instagram. Imagine how much is the volume of data and how the Instagram server needs to work on with it, how it needs to process it, it has to publish it. So when I take a post on my Insta and I publish, immediately I want it should be published. So the application should be very having a high speed software and a server to process a request and complete the task that is initiated by each user. Maybe sometimes I use a post, all right, or sometimes it could be video, it could be audio, or something, or any other details. If I use a Gmail, and consumer, how much they are spending, like, can you see this much dollars they're spending online? All right, so people send 41 million texts. So today when I started the session, I asked how many of you are using WhatsApp. All right, you said these amount of data that you are using with. All right, so WhatsApp is there. So everybody, we have started Amazon ships 6,659 parcel. All these things happens in just 60 seconds. Imagine how many seconds in a day. All right, so over 59% of the global population can access over the web. Okay, they'll be able to access over the web. So that's what, and it should have, it has increased. Okay, so 1 million logging. What happens in 1 minute? 45 million video watching. How many of you have got your channel, or how many of you use YouTube? Can you post it on the chat approximately how many minutes that you'll be seeing YouTube? Do you use? Yes, no, students? Yes, you all use. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lohani. Thank you, Jennifer. Others? Others are silent people? Yes, can I get your answers from you, please? Yes, everybody we use. Imagine how many people are there on the world and how many people will be using it. Okay, how many people will be using it? So when today's talk is on trust and privacy of big data and social media, how many of you think that whatever you posted on the social media is private, or is it not private? You think your data are secured or it's not secured? Yes or no? You're posting your data, is it secure or is it not secure? Yes, no? Not secure. Thank you, Jennifer. Exactly said. Others? Hello, you're able to hear? Yes. Not secure, Akash, not secure. So we know it is not secure, but still we are all, even including me, we are all addicted to the social media. Okay. So here, so many data are getting generated, and in big data analytics, we have to find how secure is the data. Netflix, I don't know how many of you see Netflix, the Instagram scrolls, the swipes, the Snapchat, all right. Okay, the apps that are being downloaded. Okay, I know everybody, we should have downloaded Google Meet app. Okay, the Zoom app. All right, so how many Twitters, how many requests on Google search? Okay, anything we want, we just blindly close our eyes and speak it over Google and ask, the Google gives us a result. So these much of data are getting populated on. As students, it is not the application, the end user comfort that we need to experience. As students, okay, as students of engineering sector, you need to explore during your course of study how this application has been developed and how you can enrich your programming skills, your technical skills, to develop an application far better than the existing one. Okay, so everybody, you'll be into Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagrams, all right, Facebook Messenger, all whatever it is. Now the TikTok is reduced. This is data taken on 2019 of April. Okay, so here you have a social media. Here you need to know how to work with the data analysis and the big data. Today I will show you a demo of how we are going to take a data set and do a visualization using analytics from a social media data. So your data set could be from social media. You can use, I don't know how many of you do you use, whether which year you belong to. I know you all belong to computer science. Which year students you are all? Yes. Which year students? Which semester at least? Definitely this time you'll be into your even semester. Oh, your second year students. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for sharing. You're all second year students. So for second year students, it is I always say 4 years of engineering. First year you'd be getting into water engineering. Second year you should think of what problem you need. See, you cannot think of developing a project at the end of fourth year. Okay, by the end of second year, at least during the semester all days, think and explore what problem there is there and what is the solution that you could provide for developing a product. It's not, I always tell students, don't think it's a project, it's a product that you should develop at the end of your engineering, for which, so I just going to share you the pathway. Okay, by the second year you can think, maybe at the end of the session I'll be asking, do you have any problem that you addressed using or you think that this solution could be given, okay, to for an application that you use, or to enhance an application, or you think if an application of this sort would be there, it would be useful for the end users. You can share your ideas, at least one or two. Okay, think of an application that you need to develop. All right, and by the end, by third year, 2 semester, upgrade your skills on the particular technology that you should know, okay, to develop the product. Final year, start developing a product. Okay, so that your product should be exemplary, okay, than the existing one, and you are all well talented students and you will be able to do it. All right, so for data analysis, with the data, first you have a huge volume of data. With the data, first we should know how to do an analysis of the data. Okay, first step is analysis of the data. Today you can use R programming, Python programming, VCA, PyBrain, machine learning, PY, okay, Microsoft Azure, word cloud. I'll show you how this word cloud has been developed. And we should also be versatile into using MongoDB. It's SQL, which means not only SQL, the Spark, MapReduce, Cassandra. These are the technologies you need to enrich yourself by the third year. Okay, by third year. And you can fetch directly from web scraping data from Flicks, okay, from Gmail, from Twitter, from LinkedIn, from YouTube. Okay, you're able to understand the relationship in data analysis, the big data, and social media. This has got a very huge research. Okay, there are many issues that we could address it. Now I'm going to play a video. Listen to the video. What are the benefits of social media big data analytics? So today's talk will be seeing about big data, the social media, and how to provide trust and security.
This social media analysis, big data analytics, is
so this is a big data analytics.
More and more companies and corporations and businesses are venturing into this to ensure that they are competitive.
Can you see?
We tapped into different social media.
This triple IS.
Twitter, Flickr, public Facebook pages. We even tapped in the Chinese videos.
Can you see they have a heat map?
Media, we can identify not just the sentiment, is it positive, negative, or neutral, and we can identify
what is the sentiment of users,
and using this data with the space and time correlate
all right,
weather, for example, or rain, and age specific vocabulary. We can predict with very high accuracy how many people will be at certain location tomorrow, and that's very important for tourism and retail as well to have that information. So
you can see how much analysis has been done. Okay, So if you do an analysis of the visualization, there are huge volume of data. Okay, if you do a data analysis itself is a huge task, and you can develop your own algorithms to implement it. So when you come into big data analytics on social media, the data sources could be microblogging, news articles, blog posts, internet forum, reviews, and QA. Okay, so the characteristics. How many of you have bought any recent products in Flipkart or Amazon? How do you buy? What is the procedure that you implement? Anybody? Can you share what is the recent item that you bought from Amazon or Flipkart? You can also unmute and speak. You're free to do it. Yes? You didn't buy anything? Hello? From Flipkart, Amazon. So when you buy articles, okay, any things that you buy from Flipkart and Amazon, it could be mobile, it could be mobile cars, okay, whatever you buy it, you don't just like that buy, right? Say for example, if you're going to buy your mobile, okay, what you do, first you see it, the review of it, okay, how it is there, and then how many people have bought it, what is the review they've given to it, and then accordingly you buy it, right? So from the normal review, you can process your data and you can develop your own recommender engine. Okay, there plays a very vital role of this big data analytics. So as students, you should know how to fetch data, how to do an analytics, and what are the algorithms that you could develop it, that you could get insights from the data, and then how are you going to visualize it. So here, if you see in big data analytics, so whatever is your source of data, you can do a web scraping. I don't know anybody has done a web scraping. And then when you go into the characteristics, so there are 4 types of analytics we generally do: a descriptive analytics, a diagnostic analytics, a predictive analytics, and prospective analytics. We'll be seeing about all these 4 analytics. Whatever is the data on the social media, if you want to develop a trust and privacy, first you should understand the data, do an analytics, and using a computational intelligence algorithm like a artificial neural network, which uses a deep learning, a fuzzy system, all right, a swarm intelligence, the particle swarm optimization, ant colony optimization algorithm, evolutionary computing using genetic or deep learning, any one of the algorithms we should develop it. After that, you analyze your data, write an algorithm to optimize what is the information, infer about it. You can using modeling it, sentimental analysis, social network analysis, and text mining. Okay, so these are the different areas that you can explore on it. So from the social media, we'll be able to fetch different data. So okay, from LinkedIn, from have anybody has done a web scraping of data? You're able to hear me, Ma? I'm not able to get responses. I don't know whether you're able to hear. Thank you, Jennifer. Anyway, any students, do you have done a web scraping? Have you scrapped data from net? Yes, no? Could I have the answers on chat, please? All right. Okay. So here you have to take different data that is available on the internet. All right. Once it is available on the internet, we have to know the packages that we need to extract the data from it. And after we extract the data, we need to clean the data. Okay, we need to clean. So whatever is needed data or not needed data should be cleaned, and we go into the big data processing using Apache Spark or Hadoop or Cassandra or HBase, and then only to the end users, what is the insight that you get into it. Today we'll be taking a data from Twitter, we'll be doing the integration and cleaning of the data, all right, and then process it after visualization, all right, and what is that you're going to infer from it. Okay, so social media affects people privacy. Initially I asked you a question, Most of you said yes. When the information get posted online, it's no longer private. Okay, it's no longer private. May end up falling out into the wrong hands. Okay, so we don't know. It's how many of you have seen some advertisements on as you walk on the road, on the walls? Okay, have you seen on the walls some advertisements when you walk on the road? Some posters, some advertisement. It could be cinema posters, whatever it is. Have you seen it? Yes or no? Hello. Yes. Is those whether those datas are private datas? Whether the datas are secured? Whether the datas are secured? No, it is not secured. Same is the example of whatever post you put it on Facebook, whatever the Gmails that you send, whatever the Instagram post that you give, okay, on LinkedIn, all right. So anything, it is not secured. It is exactly to the advertisements that we see on the roads. So supposed to be secure, but no, most of it is not secure. Okay, you can search something on Google if you want to buy a product. I don't know how many of you have experienced it. When you open your Gmail, can you see the particular advertisement will be popping onto your Gmail to the right? Say, for example, you're going to buy some mobile, you searched it on Google, and then you log into your Gmail. You'll be seeing some ads onto your right of your Gmail relevant to the search. Yes, no, is anybody experienced it? If you have experienced it, type yes. If not, type no. No? Yes? See, when you search something, when you open it, yes, thank you, AJ. When you search and you open it, you will show it, which means the data are being captured, which means the data are being captured. Okay, so here when you take, it's no longer private. Okay, it's no longer private. Every data is not a private data. Though there are several algorithms that runs, there is a lot of hacking possibilities. So highest possibility of security measures, okay, when we give a data into it, how it works. Okay, 60,000 plus people in 16 nations rank the following data should be private. Okay, like their national ID number, like Aadhaar card, the passport, that is 24%. They said it should be secure. And when you see 21%, they say the content on phone and online conversation, whatever the conversations that you have had, it should be secure. And 16 people says whom I'm related to, who's my children, who are my parents, it should be secure. And 14% of the people, they say your phone numbers and email ID should be secure. And 13% said what I read, what I watch, what I listen to should be secure. They don't want to disclose. And 12% they say job and income history should be secure. Okay, when you say take data trust by type of professional, personal interest, okay, percentage of respondent the trust each by entity by data type. Okay, so 63%. All right, neither. Okay, a content of phone or online conversation. Okay, it is both 11%. Okay, sorry, and 12 is private companies and the government sectors. So the location of data, okay, the location of data, how it has been mapped. Okay, because of location on, there are several security threats that has happened. Okay, so which are the applications when you use it will ask you to open your location? Have you experienced keep your location on? Any app that you used which requested you to keep your location on? Yes? Yes, no, no, yes? Which application? Google Maps, yeah. So when you use a Google Map, it will ask you to keep your location on. So when you use your Google Map, okay, Google pay. Okay, it's asking, they'll be giving option always, never, or only using an application. Say for example, when you take a picture using a location on, the latitude and longitude is being captured, and it is a very serious threat. So I always advise, so when you take pictures, always keep your locations off. You saw what happened in US, okay, for a couple, after long years they got a child. Okay, so whatever the child does, they keep taking a picture and posting it on the Facebook. Okay, so a particular child goes to the school. Okay, they're so excited that their kid is, after they're blessed with kid after long year, and the kid is going to the school, and they used to take the picture of the child getting up, getting herself dressed up, and she goes to school, and when she comes back, they will be taking a picture, and everything is posted onto the social media. On a particular day, when they were traveling from the home to school to pick up their child, she was missing. They're so afraid, they're so panicked, they're very anxious, and they searched throughout most of the places wherever they could find. Still, they were not able to find it. Then they went and filed a complaint, okay, to the police, and the police asked, "Do you have any enemies or people having grudge against you that they may take a child?" No, and they said, "We are blessed with the child after long years." Then they were not able to get any points to find the child. Then it has been gone to the cyber security and the cyber forensics department, wherein they found out, all right, wherein they found out, whenever they've taken picture with the child, the location was on. Okay, see how secure the data should be on the social media, because we are just speaking about trust and privacy. Okay, they have captured the latitude, longitude, learned the pattern whenever the child comes according to the time. Before the parent comes and picks up the child on a particular day, these parents, the kidnappers came and kidnapped the child, and from which they were able to get the child back again. And also there are many case studies. I posted that onto my YouTube channel. I'll be sharing. I could share my YouTube channel with you. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. So you as students, you are the better people to enhance the trust and security, the privacy, okay, onto your parents, to your relatives. Okay, so you can learn to this. If you whenever free, you can see to this talk on cyber forensics and security. All right, and you are the best mobilizers. First you can do it for yourself, and then you can share it to your parents, your relatives, so that the data could be, I cannot say it is 100%, but much it could be secure. Okay, so there is a lot of threat. Okay, there are different kinds of threat available on security. There is a lot of threat on what are the kinds of web app and whatever things that we use. So what is the data privacy protection framework? Okay, you have to identify the source. Is it from LinkedIn? It's a PDF file. It could be from a folder. It's from Hadoop, or from a database, or from a group that you've got your things. All right, and after this, we have to classify what is the scope of data. Is data for disposition, or the data is of not a good scope? So we are doing the data classification, where after you identify your data, you're going in for classification, and from that we have to apply policies. If data is of not scope, there is no need to encrypt. If the data is of scope, you have to manage, monitor, notify, move, redact, okay, and accordingly encrypt and mask. So what you have to focus on the scope information. Apply analytics. So this, as every student of computer science or any department, learning analytics is more important. How do you do an analytics with data? Because after 5 or 6 years, any job you go, it could be banking, it could be corporate, it could be software, it could be finance, it could be retail, it could be e-commerce. The one skill that every industry is expecting from the employer is to do an analytics and do a prediction model, how you can enhance it. Okay, manage the users to right to use the data, identifying the privileges, a customer trust and confidence with control. Okay, protect the data, the news, and address Okay, monitor for abnormal behavior. See, nowadays, particular threat is moving into Facebook. Can you say what is the threat or what is the kind of post that comes into Facebook recently, especially using a fake profile? Hello? Hate speech? Yes. We are going to do an analysis. Thank you, Aditya, for triggering it. We are going to speak about how we are going to do an analysis of hate speech. Okay, that is what we are going to see today. All right. You see, nowadays people are creating fake profile and they started asking money, and many people have shared money to the wrong person. Did you come across this? Even today morning, when I opened Facebook, one particular person has posted, somebody has created a fake profile and they started asking money. And he said, I'm not a person who never asks money. So the trust and the privacy is gone. Because when they see, even for my when you go into my Doreen Robin, as my profile, there is also a duplicate profile for me that's not maintained by me. Okay, so you could see to it. Okay, you could see to it. So nowadays this threat is coming on. People are creating a fake profile of known personalities, and they started asking money because because of this COVID time, I need money. This is my GPay number. Please share it. And many of them have transferred their money to the wrong personalities. So there is a loss of privacy and security. A lot of analytics could be done. If there is an image analytics which captures a feature, okay, anybody is going to tag your name and asks money. If that kind of text, that is what the natural language processing works. If that kind of text come in, you can, a threat message could be given to the particular person that onto this social network, this kind of message has been posted, and you could be more than the loss happens, you can be able to work on with that. Okay, so moving on to the next. Okay, so here you're going to see about the security, the privacy, and security, privacy, and the trust. Okay, so when you take trust, we have to identify the management system. Is there any insecure softwares? Ensuring whenever we open a Gmail, we want to use it. It should be on, right? So ensuring continuity and availability of services, malicious, anything that is on the internet is IoT. For transferring an information through an internet, it's on Internet of Things, devices and systems. Okay. Now we are doing banking. Okay, if you do net banking through internet, you're doing it. Okay, so we should be very careful on the different attacks. Loss of user control, difficulty in making decisions, privacy. The data should be protected. Whether the data are protected or not is what we are going to do, and whether there's a risk involved. Okay, what is the privacy by design or privacy by default? What are the protection? Any unlawful processing has been done, it should be validated. And you take data confidentiality, insufficient authentication, okay, insecure interfaces, lack of transportation encryption, it should be there. So most popular social media that has grown from 2004 to 2020, can you tell me who's on top? It's Facebook. Okay, then comes YouTube, then comes WhatsApp, then WeChat, Instagram, Google Plus, and so much and so on. According to 2021 analyses, the number of people using social media is over 3.96 billion. Imagine how many people are using 3.96 billion worldwide, with an average users of having 8.6 accounts on different networks. See, for example, if you take me, I have got more than 8 emails. Okay, I've got more than 8 emails that I need to check it. One for my company, one for the institution, one for the education in school, one for my company, another for the personal things, right? So I've got 6 email IDs. So, and I'm, say for example, I'm into Facebook, I'm into WhatsApp, I'm into Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. So everybody, like an average user is having 8.6 accounts on different networking sites. All right. Popular platforms like Facebook have over 66.09 of the monthly users logging to their social media. So today morning when I asked, most of you said yes, you're into the WhatsApp, into it. The key average number of, see, we are seeing about the content of social media and how versatile it is. The average number of social media accounts is 8.8% in 2020. Okay, 8.8 per person in 2020. Okay, the growth of number of accounts per person is 83.33 from 4.8 account in 2014 to 8.8 in 2020. Now it should have increased up to more than 15.8 per person because of the lockdown. Okay, so it keeps increasing. So what do you understand from this graph? Can I have the answers on chat? What do you understand from this graph? So how many people use social network for business? Which country is on top? India. So you understand. So this data is a very, very recent data that it has been taken in 2021. India is on the first place. Okay, India is on the first place. India, Canada, Australia, USA. And see, the percentage of people using is almost, we are nearing 50% of people in India are using. Okay, how many number of users are getting increased? It has gone more than 60% in 2021 because of the lockdown. All right, you could see an increase on it. Right. So now we are going to see about, now we understood how volume is the data, through what are the parameters we are getting the social media, and what are the research issues that you can address using big data into social. So big data analytics on social media. Okay, first, and I told we have to do the scrapping of prep. Okay, from which social media you need to scrap your data, you could do a data scrapping of it. And then what are the analytics? First is descriptive analytics, second is diagnostic analytics, third is predictive analytics, and fourth is prospective analytics. So in descriptive analytics, you're going to understand what is there on the data. Okay, so in diagnostics, you're going to understand why did it happen. And when you go into the predictive analytics, what will happen and how can we make it happen. All right. So say for example, have you come across these four analytics before, or is it new to you? Let me get responses from the students. Yes, Aditya. Okay. Others, there are many students. I want everybody to give response. Yes. You're there with me? It's always challenging, to take a talk on ritual. We don't know people are listening or not. Yes, let me get your answers. Have you come across these four analytics? Yes or no? Quick, students. Quick. People on chat can give your responses on YouTube, live chat, and students, you are able to hear me? Perspective, no? Yes, thank you, Aditya. Aditya is one of the active students on the stock today. There are many people here. Let me get in. Yes, we have got Kalam. Thank you, Amit. Thank you. So, for example, how do you understand about these types of analytics? Say, for example, if we get a fever, you can also unmute and speak. Okay, to whom do we go to? It's not only chat I need, you can also unmute and speak. Anybody, if you get a fever, to whom do we go to? Quick, students. Let's be a little faster. Can you unmute? One of you? If we get a fever, to whom do we go to? Yes, Aditya, can you respond, please? We go to a doctor. Okay. Yes, thank you, Chandru. So when you go to a doctor, what do you say? You speak, or whether the doctor will speak about the pain that you have. If one of you could unmute, it will be more easy for me to complete this task and move on to the next. Nobody is interested to unmute? Yeah, first you will tell the problem. Why, we. Okay. So you tell the problem. So you're describing a problem. Okay. So that's the first analytics. That is called a descriptive analytics. First, you're describing what has happened. Okay, first you're describing what has happened. So when you take data from the internet on the social media, first you should perform the descriptive analytics of data visualization, okay, which will tell us what is the data and what it is all about. Okay, first descriptive analytics is more important. Okay, and the second thing what we do is what? Second, the doctor, from whatever you say, he will diagnose it. If it is a fever, what kind of fever? It is a typhoid or malaria or whatever is the type of fever. All right, this will be analyzed. So what the doctor does, he does a diagnostic analysis. So we need to do a diagnosis from the data, whether there is a threat of the data on the social media, or is it a normal? That is what I showed you on the privacy network, whether the scope of the information is there or the scope of the information is not there. All right, and then the doctor, if he is able to do a diagnosis, he may do a diagnosis, whether we go to an experienced doctor or a budding doctor. I don't know whether my voice is reaching you less or your responses are less. Is late. We go to an experienced doctor, because the experienced doctor will be able to figure it out what problem you have. So he does the diagnosis. If he is not able to understand, he tells you for a CT scan or an X-ray or a blood test. So it goes for the diagnosis. So here, even from the data set, we need to write an algorithm to understand, diagnose why did it happen. From the Facebook, there is a case study of why did it happen, the diagnosis. Then you have to write an algorithm to predict it, whether this content of data, okay, then what does the doctor say? Then he will predict it from the diagnostic result. What is this disease? Okay, it could be typhoid, it could be malaria, is it COVID or not, or whatever it is. Okay, even I got infected with COVID on April 7th by the grace and mercy of God, got recovered, and now I'm giving the 15th talk after my COVID. All right, so on predictive analytics. Okay, what will happen if this is the kind of symptoms? What will happen? Then understanding, he predicts what is the disease, then he will write it on a prescription. We understand, you write it on a prescription. What does he write on the prescription? What does the doctor writes on the prescription? So it's always challenging to take online, right? We have to keep the audience intact with us. All right, thank you, Vaibhavi. There are more silent listeners. I want everybody to answer it, okay? List of medicines and their doses. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Vaibhavi. So that is the prescriptive analytics. So when you take the trust and the security challenges in big data, all right, we need to find from, first we need to scrub data and have to perform a descriptive analytics, find out what has happened in this data, whether there is a threat or there is not a threat. Then you have to diagnose and cluster it, what type of threat it is, and then you have to understand, make a predictive model from these data. These are threatful data, these are non-threatful data, and then you have to do an analytics of prospective analytics, where it will make whether this threat is going to be challenging or it could be ignored. Okay, there are many threats available and lot of algorithms. There is a lot of openings for students to explore it. What are the threats to privacy on social media? Okay, criminals are attacking. I told you the example, right? Recently on Facebook, some fake profile pictures, and they started asking money. Even I've experienced one doctor has posted it. Okay, he said, I've never asked money from my profile. They recreated a profile, and the particular person has got a lot of money in the name of the doctor. Okay, so criminals are adapting to trick social media to handling sensitive information, like stealing personal data, gaining access to accounts, the privacy. Okay, so data mining. Everyone leaves a data trail behind on the internet. So there is a data being left onto the internet. Every time someone creates a social media, we provide, right? How do you provide? If you want to create a Gmail, it asks your date of birth, it asks your name. Okay, it is asking you some different things about us. Okay, when you go to a mall, they will give you a paper to write your personal information. There your data are getting fetched up. Okay, all the data on advertisements, okay, and third party, every click on internet also captures your data. Okay, and then phishing attempts. Okay, phishing attempts, so it's one of the most criminal way to gain access to sensitive information. Okay, so I said, right, in the form of email, a text message, a phone call, a phishing attack presents itself a legitimate for organization. They trick people. Even a recent talk on my YouTube channel using Naptol, women, she got a belt for her husband for weight reduction, and they said, you have got like 12 lakhs of data, 12 lakhs you have got as a jackpot, just send us 12,000. The next week it will be credited. She was almost to send the 12,000. Then one of her relative was a police, and she asked them, and then they were able to find they are misusing the name of Naptol. It's not Naptol at all. It is somewhere from North India. All right. So credit card details, many news now. Calling, I'm from the bank manager. OTP will come. Can you tell me? Immediately, a poor woman, a old woman lost 2 lakhs of data because of a fake message. Okay, fake phone call. So phishing attacks posed on social media platform. In 2019, a massive phishing campaign targeted Instagram users by posting a two-factor authentication by promoting to log into false Instagram. I don't know how many of you use two-factor authentication, two-step verification. Anybody uses here in your Gmail or in your Facebook, in WhatsApp? Do you use your two-step verification? Say, for example, I'm going to log into my Gmail to this. If I use another mobile, intimation will come to my mobile. It is you. Then only if I give permission, it will go into it. How many of you have enabled two-step verification, yes or no? In Gmail, yes, thank you, Vaibhavi. Clever students, clever and talented students. Sometimes, yeah, I have done it for my WhatsApp, some of my emails, and on Facebook. All right, so it is much needed. In Instagram, this two-step verification has become a fake, and every information of them has been launched. It happened in 2019. Okay, so this is one of the attack on the social media, right? And the next one, malware sharing. Okay, malicious software are designed to gain access to computer. So malicious softwares are designed to gain access. They get access to your computer, they get access to your data. Okay, once malicious infiltrate a user's computer, they steal this, like using spyware, they steal a sensitive information. Using ransomware, they'll be able to extort money or profit from forced advertisement. You could be seeing, when you click this only, it will move on. Okay, using adware. So spyware, ransomware, and adware. So social media platforms are an ideal delivery for malware distribution. Okay, once an account is compromised, they obtain your password through a phishing attack. The cyber criminals can take, and that is what most of the net bankings, they keep changing the password again and again, and you get an OTP to log into it. Okay, so malicious softwares are designed. Okay, why the softwares are designed to gain access to computer and whatever they contain. So next we'll go, the final attack that we're going to see is the botnet attack. So the threats to privacy. Social media bots are automated that create posts or automatically follow people. Okay, a large group of bots can form a network called as bot network. Both bot and bot networks, okay, are prevalent on social media. They steal diseases. You get spam information, right? Spam means, okay, and also distributed denial of service. You are allowed to access it, but the access is denied for you. Okay, it's because of the botnet, and help cyber criminals to gain access to a people's device and network. there is an application. Once it is installed, whatever you tap it on your mobile, same thing will be reflected to the other user. Do you know about that application, that thread? Okay, when you find time, you can see onto my YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So these are the different threats we have seen. Okay, so coming to the security on big data. Okay, big data includes the tools. Okay, they include the tools, the policies. Okay, what are the different policies that you need to follow to, and the procedures to, such as we have to identify the personally identifiable information and intellectual property at scale of security and privacy. The security is more important because the reduce of second, there are a lot of algorithms that runs it. You could develop an algorithm to secure information on it. Okay, so blockchain and big data analytics nowadays they're providing a high secure information. They're providing a high secure information. Okay, you know about blockchain, it can be applied to different applications. Okay, it can be applied to different applications. What are the best applications of big data privacy if you take into consideration? Okay, prediction, data privacy mandates. Okay, have you come across this European Union General Data Privacy Regulation? Okay, so here in India, okay, it's easy. When I ask you something, it's easy for you to give your name, okay, your email ID and everything. Once I visited to United Kingdom, there, you know, getting a personal information, you need to pay for it. Okay, you need to pay for it. So this one, the EU, the European Union's General Data Privacy Regulation, GPDR. Okay, so here they have a law. Can you see? Governs a personal or maybe process transferred. Okay, you cannot get data from people. Okay, you cannot get data from people. So the European Union General Data Privacy Regulation is a high profile example for it. Okay, so you can understand how you have to, when you fetch data from your big data from the social media, is the data secure or there is a threat involved? So first is we have to find the data privacy mandates will become more common in the coming days. Okay, next is the new big data analytics tool. That is what we'll be saying. From the, I told you, right, first you fetch your data, you do an analytics, then you go for optimization, then you go for modeling. You fetch it from data from Twitter, do an analytics of what are the different words available, that are the different analytics, then you go in for an algorithm. Then if you take a sentimental, you do it on a Twitter sentimental analysis. Okay, so you discover data which was not original intent, combined with the new data, and you'll be able to find it out. Okay, the key to protect the privacy of your big data, we have to give a protection. While still there are four critical data. You have to collect data, retention and archiving. Data use includes using testing in DevOps. I don't know anybody you are working in DevOps. Okay, DevOps, and then creating and updating disclosure for policies and practices. Okay, so able to understand till now? You've seen about social media, what are the privacies, what are the threats, and now we are going in for the sentimental analysis. Any doubts till now, students? Yes or no? So at the end of it, by 12:15, we'll start playing the quiz. It's a live quiz. Any doubts till now?
Yeah.
Thank you. The first person, I don't know who responded, unmuted and responded. Thank you, ma. So now we are going. Have you ever worked with sentiment and analysis? Finding out, I think Aditya or somebody said about hate speech. We are going to work on with that. Have you worked with sentiment and analysis or scrapping from web? Yes, no? Yes or no? Have you worked or you have not worked? A little on sentimental analysis, Amit. Thank you. Others? Yes, you worked on with that. Okay, nice. No. So today we are going to see what does the sentimental analysis, okay, it is going to work on with. So when you take sentimental analysis, understanding the sentiment of the user. So here NLP plays a vital role. NLP stands for natural language processing. NLP stands for you have a natural language, how it has been processed, okay. So sentimental analysis is a natural language processing technique which determines whether the data is positive, negative or neutral, especially in the campaigning, right? In the election campaigning, each of us, we have our own opinion on voting to whom, okay. In not this I have said I learned about a case study about the US election, not this election, Joe Biden's election, the previous election, okay. The competitors were who was the previous, who was ruling US previous term? Previous term. Trump. Trump. Who was the competitor of Trump on that election? Somebody unmuted. Thank you, Ma. Hillary Clinton, exactly said. So you know what happened? The from the different Twitter of a region, data have been extracted and a Twitter analysis has been done. And during the analysis, it was given that Hillary Clinton will become, but I don't know whether fortunate or unfortunate, last term it was won by Donald Trump. Okay, so a lot of applications sensing the people. So knowing about, you want to share anything, Ajit? Okay. So checking about those, determining whether this kind of is like Aditya said, whether there's a hate speech or it is good or is it not good. All these data could be taken. Okay, it is performed on the textual data and helps to business to monitor brand. Product sentimental, I told, right? When you buy an Amazon, you see the 5-star, 4-star, 3, 2 and 1-star, understanding the customer's name. So developing a predictive analytics on the social media, develop a statistical model, consumer behavior. So yesterday I ordered something on Dunzo. Okay, and the previous orders are also there on my Dunzo. It was asking just one, do you want to reorder? See, it is understanding a customer's behavior, what product I buy, from which shop I buy. A machine learning algorithm, it learns the pattern, it does the scoring, there's a lot of visualization, predicting the behavior, making the decision. So these are the different predictive analytics. Okay, so sentimental analysis is a class of NLP on text analysis and statistics. Find the sentimental of a text. You can find whether it is good or it is going to have some attacks into it. Okay, it could be binary decision whether people like it or they don't like it. Okay. Sentimental analysis includes categorizing people attitudes, emotions. I said an example of the election campaign, right? This analysis can be able to identify feelings of users and how they're satisfied or not. Okay, in NLP, here you can do the classification of positive tudes with their negative tudes. But they're doing a machine learning model classification, text mining, text analysis, data analysis, and visualization. You can speak anything. It could be English, Hindi, Spanish, German, okay, whatever is the language, okay, it will be able to process, speak a lot of language. How many of you use Google Voice Assistant, Siri, Alexa? Anybody uses? Yes, no, you can give your answers on chat. So NLP is, anybody uses Alexa, Google Siri, Google Assistant? You know, I have my son who's 7 years old. Okay, he never types. Okay, he always sees what is called as the Avengers. Avengers. I don't know. He'll just go to this and he'll tap this mic and he will say Avengers video. He says, okay, something he says. Okay, I am not good onto using it. Yeah, Google Assistant. Thank you, Rita. You use it. Okay, AJ. I don't know what's your name. You can post in your name. Okay. So a lot of these things, okay, a lot of these things are also could be done, okay, and using that where it converts my text to a speech to text, okay. So the text could be, when you work with natural language, it could be audio based or text based. So even if I use a lot of, I know some of you use it, right? VIT University website. I just speak it out. See, I don't do anything. There's a lot of Internet of Things. It is machine-to-machine interaction. Okay, it's a #1 private institution for innovation. Okay, we are all proud students of VITs, right? So the language could be a text or it could be audio-based. Okay, it could be audio-based. What are the steps? First, we need to pre-process. We need to clean our raw text. We have to pre-process a raw text. Okay, raw tudes. The raw tudes should be pre-processed cleanly. Then I said, right, first is the descriptive analytics. There are 4 analytics: descriptive, diagnostics, predictive, and prospective. First analytics, you have to clean your data, fetch your data, clean your data, and try to understand the things. And you have to do a diagnostic, so convert all my numerical features from the data. And finally, using a training and testing model, understanding whether the tude is a positive tude or a negative tude, or a positive, negative, or neutral. How much ever you want to do it, you can do it. Okay. So as Aditya said, I'm going to find an objective of this class is to detect hate speeches in the tude. Okay, for the sake of simplicity. Okay, the hate, whether it's a racist or sexist sentiment. Okay, so if it is there, I'm going to have labels. Okay, I'm going to classify. 1 means the tude is not good. 0 means the tude is okay, it is not having any impact on it. Okay, whenever, so predicting the label from a data set, I'm going to use a matrix called F1 score. If the label is 1, which means it is not a good, it's a hate speech. Okay, if it is 0, it is a not hate speech. If it is 1, it is not a good tude. If it is 0, then the tude is good. Okay, so this is my data set. I've got my training tudes. Okay, can you see this? When a father is dysfunctional, this is my and this is my testing tude. Okay, I've extracted my tude using my web scraping and split it into training tudes and my testing tudes. First thing, what I should do, I need to pre-process from the raw text. Okay, from the raw text for mining, we need to pre-process. We have to extract information, apply machine learning algorithms to it. If you don't remove the junk values, then your analysis will be gone. And also you can use it to find any attacks or anything. I've just taken the data set for hate speech. Okay, what are the different attacks, from internet attacks? Those also could be done. First step you have to do is to clean the data. There is no punctuation, special characters, numbers. Okay, let me open it first. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? You can post it onto the chat. Let's see. So first step, we have to take the tudes. It has already been done using web scraping, and I've split the data into train tudes and test tudes. Okay, training tudes and my testing tudes. Okay. Okay, I'll make it a little big. Okay. I am importing. So for data visualization, I said, right, we need necessary packages called as pandas. Okay, and NumPy for numerical Python. For visualization of data, this is for analyzing of data. For visualizing, I am using Seaborn or Matplotlib. Okay, I showed you how the tude will look like. This is about the training tude and my testing tudes. Just an ID. Can you see the label? Okay, I told 1 means it is not a good tude. 0 means it is a good tude. 1 means it has a hate speech. 0 means it does not have a hate speech. So when in my tude itself, you can see this is my training tute. So training tute contains my label. Can you see here? I have my ID, I have my label and my tutes. But when you go into the testing tute, you will not have the label. My algorithm, my classification algorithm should be enough to figure out my what is the label, whether this particular tute is containing 8 or it does not contain 8. If it is containing 8, it will give me a label of 1. If it is not containing a 8, it will be giving a 0. Okay, that is what my machine learning algorithm will work on with. Okay, so I'll give the authorization. So I'm activating it. Once I'm mounting, because I have my data set on my Google Drive, I'm mounting it. Once it is, yeah, it's mounted. Now I'm having my data train and my data test, my train tute and my testing tute. My train tute, I have 3 columns. Can you see here? My ID of the tute, the label and the tute. Okay, ID, label and the tute. So in my testing, I said only 2 columns. I have to find out what would be my label with my training data set and what modeling I'm going to develop. Okay, so can you see any junk values here? So first step, what did I say? We need to work on with the data pre-processing. In data pre-processing is an essential step. We have to take the text for mining, extract information, remove all this punctuation. That is what we are going to do now. Okay, I'm going to find how many unique labels are there. Only 2. 0 means the tute is good. It does not have a hate speech. If it is 1, it is containing racism or not a good tute. Okay, or you could say it is not a good tute. All right, I'm going to find whether it is any missing values is there. That's very important step. If there is any missing values, then the tute may not work properly. So only the 0 value also, only I'm getting it labels. Okay, and I'm also checking out 1, and I'm trying to find out how many positives, how many negatives. Okay, positive and negative. So when you see, when the label is 0, I said it contains it is okay, good tutes. Okay, it does not contain a hate speech if it is 1. So in my data set, see, in visualization, in one graph, I'm able to bring out of how many rows and columns I said. Train.shape. So out of 31,000 rows, and I'm able to find out, okay, almost 31,000 rows in one line. I'm able to find out how most of them are good tutes, only less or not a good tute. Okay, and then I'm finding the length of the tute. Okay, so this descriptive analytics is more important. Okay, this descriptive analytics is more important to understand. I'm adding one more column from my data set. I told, right, using pre-processing, I'm adding the length of my tute. Okay, so if I'm using group by labels to describe of only the values, okay, from the length of the data from the label 0 and label 1. Okay, and I'm finding histograms of how the length is. And listen, I'm using a function called counter vector. Okay, counter vectorizer. So using I showed you about the data visualization. How do you visualize? What are the most common words? Okay, what are the most common words in the data set? Positive, negative. Coming into counter vectorization. Okay, so if I have, so this is a very important concept in it. Okay, so when you take data from social media, it is mostly unsecure data, and you need to do an analytics and find out whether there is a security is there, or how can we enhance the security. Okay, extracting features from clean data using bag of words is called inverse document frequency TF. Okay, so count vectorizer is a function. It converts a list of words into bag of words. What it does, it converts a list of bags into bag of words. So sometimes I will show you how it works. Each word will have a separate column, and then we'll be figuring out what is the frequency. Okay, say for example, input data should be clean, converting into numbers using something called bag of word approach. See, I'm going to look onto the slide very carefully now. The food is really bad. The food is really good. The food is good and tasty. So these are the, from the natural language processing using counter vectorization function, I'm going to convert these words into bag of words. Okay, these words into bag of words. The first unit, the contains one count. The food is bad, really bad, so really, and others are all 0. Then my second tune, the food is good. The food is one count, one, it's not bad, so it is 0, really good. Next, the food is really good and tasty. So this is an example of bag of words. Okay, this is an example of bag of words. So using count vectorizer, okay, using count vectorizer. Okay, this you from scikit-learn, I'm using this feature extraction. In the pre-processing, I have to extract the feature. So I'm using that and finding only the top 30. Okay, can you see here only the top 30? So most of the words contains the word user, love, day, happy, just, okay, till the best. The first 30, how much frequency it is. So I'm converting my words into bag of words. Okay, and then I'm finding what is the frequency. So user has got how many count. Okay, only the top 30 I've made the graph, but it has taken 41,104 rows and 2 columns. Okay. And from there, how many of you have seen some visualization like this? It is called word cloud. So which frequency is more? My user frequency. The word user has got more. More the frequency, more bigger will be the font. So when you see this, what flashes to your mind first? It's user. Okay, so when it's very, very small, the frequency is less. So this is the words of visualization will help me to understand what is there and the tweet. What I'm doing now is the descriptive analytics, and I'm going to diagnose it. Okay, what is there onto the tweets. Okay, so here I'm going to take my tweet and the train table and find it out for the neutral words. Okay, 0, which means it does not contain anything bad. Okay, so for the neutral, and I'm creating another list called with the negative words. What are the negative words? So in one shot, I'll be able to see what are the negative words. Retweet, listen, America, black, okay, something, okay, or something is there, okay. It's a real tweets. So now how do you took and how will you make a hashtag? How will you make a hashtag? You always put a hash before it, right? Any recent hashtag that you have used, can you post it on the chat, students? And YouTube viewers can put it onto the chat, YouTube live chat. Any recent hashtag that you used? Mostly, most of the events I post it on to my LinkedIn. Most of the tweets that hashtag that I use is artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning. Can I have one of you to post, or you can unmute and say, what is the recent hashtag that you have used? Yes, students, come on fast. Trending. Thank you, Jennifer. Trending. Okay. Black Lives Matter. You should have come across. Chennai rains. Okay. When did rain in Chennai? Do you remember it? Do you? Okay. Okay, free Palestine. Thank you. Thank you, Chandru. Okay, so different hashtags are coming. So, Tute has also got an hashtag. So, I'm going to find what are the most hashtags that are available here. So, I'm defining like regular expression. Okay, I'm writing the function. Okay, to take the hashtags. Okay. So train tutes with label 0. This is with label 1. See, I'm using hashtag extract. Okay. I've used a function. I'm defining a function called hashtag extract. I'm calling the function here. I'm calling the function here. And what are the hashtags on my normal tutes and on my negative tutes? 0 is my positive tutes and 1 is my negative tutes. So in my regular, can you see here? In my regular tutes, what were my hashtags? Thankful, positive, chilled, follow me, selfie. Okay, and on my negative tutes, what are my hashtags? You can see it out. Okay. All right. So from tutes, normal tute extracted using web scraping, we are doing it. Now the next thing that you're going to go is called as a natural language process. NLTK stands for Natural Language Toolkit. Okay. So we'll come into Jensen and TQDM. Okay, NLT stands for Natural Language Toolkit. It is used for building. It is used for how do I say? It is used for building Python programming with normal language. Okay, with normal language. Okay, so how do you use a normal language to extract data from it? Okay, so it is used for classification. We are going to do a tokenizing. We are going to do a stemming also. All right, so it provides a 50 corpus lexical resource. Okay, for stemming, for tagging, for parsing, for semantic reasoning, we use NLT. It's a very, very needed toolkit. If you're going to work on social media, on trust and privacy and big data analytics, definitely students, you need to know about natural language toolkit. Okay, RE, I said, right? We just worked with RE, how to importing RE and removing for the hashtags. Okay, now coming on to the program. Okay, so I have my regular hashtags on HT. Okay, I'm going to take I'm from the frequency distribution. See, only the hashtag love, positive, smile, thankful. These are the for top frequency count of it. I'm done a count bar graph of having a count first 20 hashtag, and which has got the most highest frequency. It is love. For my negative, if I run, let me check. So these are for, I have not run the first one. Okay, sorry. I have not run it here. Let me run. And this is my positive and this is my negative. Okay, for my negative, tutes, what are the most hashtags? Okay, you can see black and other things. Okay. Now I'm going in for tokenizing. I said, right, for tokenizing and for stemming, mostly we use natural language toolkit, the natural language toolkit. So here, my tutes, I'm tokenizing into X of split function, user comma. Before you should have seen onto my tutes, it will be just, where do I go? It is. So this is how my tutes were. Can you see there? Here you cannot see anything on comma. For every space, I'm going to tokenize now. Okay, I'm using my tokenizing to tokenize my tutes. Okay, I've tokenized my tutes. And now I'm importing another package called Gensym. Okay, Gensym is used to convert a word to a vector model. Okay, what is Gensym used for? Converting my a word to my vector model. So it's a Python library for topic modeling, for document index, for similarity from large corpus of data. Okay, it's for natural language processing or for information. It converts creating word to vector model. This is the most important thing on Gensim. It converts word to vector model. So in TQDM, okay, what TQDM does, it means progress in Arabic. It is like this, and it means I love you so much. Okay, it instantly makes loops. Okay, it instantly makes loops. And for removing stop words, removing punctuation, stemming, we use the concept of NLT. Can you see here I'm using Gensim to create a word to vector model, from the tokenized tudes I'm giving. So these words are converted to vector model. I'm making a modeling and I'm training the model to it. Okay. So it takes time because we have got a lot of tudes and the tudes are being tokenized. All right. Okay, once this modeling is done, I'm going to take what are the similar words, for example, with dinner. It will take time to develop the model, taking the feature, extracting it. Okay, and what are the similar words, the non-similar words, the negative tudes, the positive tudes. Then I go in for TQGM. I told, right, TQGM means progress, and it means I love you so much. Okay, it says in Spanish. Okay, it makes a loop for smart progress meter. Okay, it makes every item iteratable. Okay, once so from document to vector, I have it in Gensim. Then using TQGM, I do it as a labeled codes. Okay, and here I'm using a regular expression. I'm removing stop words like dot, comma, space, unwanted patterns. I'll be removing and making my training corpus, and I'll be doing my stemming. So my training data, testing data using Porter stemmer. I'll be stemming my words. Stemming means, say for example, if I have happily, happiness, only happy is same. So I'm only taking my stemming words, only happy. Okay, if it is happy, happiness, happily, whatever it is, I'm only stemming words is more important. Okay, and from which I'm using again counter vector for converting my bag of words. Okay, and I have my X and Y train. So training data and my this is my feature and this is my target, and using fit transform, I'm giving my test data set where it does not contain my label, and my prediction model will give me what is the predicted value. I'm splitting my data train, data validation, and data test and data validation. And I'm scaling, I'm doing a pre-processing of standard scaling and using the random forest classifier and confusion matrix in F1, I'm generating. So using this methodology, I'm getting 99% in my training accuracy and 95 in my validation accuracy. And I've seen how many positives, how many negatives. Then I go in for the logistic regressions. Okay, and there it is 95 and 94 is my percentage. Then I tried working with decision tree, that's also 99 and 95, and different algorithms and different scores. All right. So this is how we develop a model and then find, say for example, different attacks that happened, some information that you can scrap data, and we could be able to forecast that there is going to be any attacks or not. All right. So this is about how do we develop a model. These are the different algorithms we have tried. First, we pre-process the data, then we cleaned our data, okay, and then we build a model from the classification, whether it is a good tude or a bad tude. A tude that contains a hate speech, tude that does not contain a hate speech. Okay, so today's we started with what is social media, what are the security threats, the privacies, and then how big data and this works. So now we are going to play a very quick quiz. Okay, the link on the chat. Okay, students join in fast. we will see who's going to be the winner for the day. Just give your name, okay? Just give your name. That is much needed, and just join in. I posted the link. Just type your name and join into the link. Click the link, type your name and join in. Yeah, people are joining in. Nice to see. Yeah, 12 of you have joined. We have 30 plus students waiting for all to join. 15 have joined. Let's see who's going to be the winner. So all the questions only from the topic that we discussed today. We started with the how for a minute how much data have been flooded onto the social media. Then we saw the privacy and what are the different threats available. Okay, and then we moved on into the big data privacies. Okay, and how can we increase our trust. Okay, and then we saw about in natural language processing is much important when we generally work with social media because it's always unstructured. Now let's start, after which you cannot join. Okay, that's what I was waiting. Okay, look on to your, which of the following is a type of analytics? Fuzzy system, deep learning, predictive. Who's going to answer fast? And who's going to give the correct answer will be the winner. We have 30 students. I wish all the students to join. Join soon, please. Let's see. Oh, most of you have given the right answer. We saw about the perspective, the descriptive analytics, the diagnostics, the predictive, and my perspective. So this is the type of analytics. So I am also more eager to see who's going to be the winner. The book. So Aditya, you are the winner. So first place is done by Aditya, second is Kanagavalli, third is Vaibhavi. Okay, we'll move on to the second question. This book. Start preparing. Yeah, Biapu, you have got any doubts? You have raised hands. So which software is designed to gain access to computer and data? Is it phishing or botnet or malware? Which software? Yes, I said right. Malware softwares gain access and the data they contain. Correct. Aditya is still on top. Aditya, very active student, Aditya. So in the second round, the first place is Ashwin. Sorry, the fastest is Ashwin. And the first place is Aditya, second is Kanagavalli, third is Chandru. Congratulations. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Let's be quick. The massive amount of data generated by users using social media platform or the big data analysis or personal media. Very, very simple question and very direct. Exactly. 18 of you have given the right answer. Let's see who is going to be the winner in this round. So in this pastures is Rita, first place is Kanagavalli, second is Chandru, third is Amit. So this is the fourth question for the day. Which function converts list of words into bag of words? Gensum or count vectorizer or TQDM? We have seen about all the three. Mm-hmm. 21 of you have responded. 10 of you have given the right answer. Yes, it is count vectorizer. Okay. Jensen we use for developing the model. Yes, most of you have given the right answer. Narendra, you are the fastest. First place is Kanagavalli, second is Akash, third is Amit, Aditya is coming. Okay, the final question for the day, which is going to define who will be the winner. NLP stands for very simple question. Normal language problem, natural language program, or natural language processing. What does NLP? Yeah, 22, 23 of you have answered. Exactly right. Now I'm going to the next slide, which is going to determine who will be the winner of the day. Here we go. Yeah, the first place is by Kanagavalli. Congratulations, Kanagavalli. Second place, Akash. Third is Samit. And Aditya is fastest in this group. Fourth place. Fifth is Vaibhavi. Sixth, Narendra. Seventh, Chandru. Eighth is Sachvin. Ninth, I don't know. They have not given the name. So it is given as Love Site. And the top 10 is 10th position is Rita Brata. Okay, new name for me to spell Rita Brata. Congratulations, Kanagavalli. Congratulations, all the 23 students who participated. Hope the session would have enriched your knowledge, something new. Okay, now what's your feedback about today's session on trust and privacy of big data and social media? Okay, you can type in your answers and you can post it out. Very informative. Excellent session, informative. Thank you. Each of you could give even multiple times. What are the new things that you learned? I learned a lot. Thank you. Very effective session. What are the new things that you learned today during the session? Really helpful. Thank you. Excellent. I've learned something new, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, 7 of you have responded. Productive work. Thank you. Really helpful. What are the new things that you learned that you have not known before the session? Yeah. Excellent. You're handling very cool way. You're creating learning interest to learn the basics. Yes, thank you. Okay. You can also post repeatedly. What are the new things that you learned today? Or something that you have not known that you learned during the session? You can share it here. So it will be, we'll know what is that was new that you learned. Maybe it could be Jensen or NLP was more interesting. Thank you. Okay. Keep posting. Yeah, I got idea about NLP, sentiment and analysis. Yes. So you are in second year. You are at the right place to start equipping yourself to technology. And this is my company's website, cirf.co.in. Okay. Basically, we are research and development company. 10 years I was into teaching like professor and HOD. Okay. Then I started developing this. I started this company, which is a Section 8 company registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, here we provide interns to students. If you are good on technology, we have internship for website development on Flask, using Flask or the Django. We give you a program snippet to run. If you run properly, directly you will be assigned onto live project. And other is we give a training with internship. We give you training and then you could be assigned for the live program. Okay, live projects. And then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today is Saturday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are providing this workshop on image analytics. It is healthcare, and whatever domain you want, you can change. If you change your data set, very limited seats are available. Okay, it's fully an hands-on session with certificates given from our organization. All right, where it's each day, like Monday, Wednesday, and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 3 days, 2 session. It's a continuous 6 hours course. Okay, the 6 hours hands-on, live hands-on session. It will be very less theoretical. Okay, when you come to the website, just click it on, the application opens. Okay, we'll be working on how to work with the images, what are the packages and that you need to know to work with the image data set, how to diagnose disease, how do you do a segmentation, how do you evaluate it. Okay, so which will be very useful for students, faculties, and for corporates. If you are interested, you can join the course. Very limited seats are available. The registration is getting closed by today. So if you are interested, by the end of the day, you can share this information, or it will be really useful for students, because it's not going to be a talk. What I run, you're going to work on hand with me. This is the 5th batch, I suppose, and other batches also, they've been benefited. And this is the workshop we have just completed last month. Okay, and this is for students. Say for example, you want to know how to develop a machine learning model, and you want to develop a new algorithm, you would like to publish papers, then this is for the students. For 20 hours training will be given, and 10 hours you will be developing projects, and with our guidance on what you need to fine tune. So it'll be taken for the data set, how to analyze the data set, how to visualize it, how to develop a model, how to validate it using the performance metrics, how to work with benchmark data set. Okay, and here minimum, if you get a batch of 20, the batch will begin. If any of your students that you're in the second year that I want to learn of how to development, with this basic you can start developing different projects on your own, because many industries are needing people who can do a visualization of data, analyzing a data. It could be any sector of data. If you are interested, you can register for this. Okay, I will share this link of the 3-day, because the registration is, I'm not compelling. If you are interested, you could register for it. Okay, and thank you all for being with me. This is my contact detail. Okay, I will share it to you. All right, so thank you, students. Thank you, Sinu ma'am, for having invited me, and hope the students benefited. I'll share it. If you want, you can take a screenshot. If you're interested to equip yourself on deep learning optimization or big data on software testing, cyber forensics, you could feel free to contact me. Thank you all. God bless.
Okay, ma'am. Hope all the students, I think all of you enjoyed. It was very informative and very wonderful session. If you want to give any feedback, or I mean, you can unmute and you say. It will be really grateful. Okay. Any student? No one is there.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
Shail
you.
Patel. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, it's really wonderful session, the demo and everything you have shared within this limited time period, and it was very interesting also. Hope the students enjoyed that. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you. I will share the entire event. I have streamed it on YouTube. I will
Okay.
share the link to you so that if anybody, if you want to see it once again back again, you could.
Okay, ma'am, it's really wonderful session, the demo and everything you have shared within this limited time period, and it was very interesting also. Hope the students enjoyed that. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you. I will share the entire event. I have streamed it on YouTube. Thank you, Kavya. Thank you. Hope you would have enjoyed. Thank you all. Bless.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I am unable to fill that form. Like, if you could just.
Shail Patel, all the students, please fill the form before leaving. The feedback link what I have given here. Shail,
Yes,
you have issue?
yes, ma'am. When I just.
Thank you all for joining.